Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 31st of January, and this is Spencer Keck with the Hillbilly Think Tank. I am coming at you live from Tunnel Hills here in Hardin County, Kentucky. I am the educated hillbilly. No, that's not an oxymoron. Don't call me a moron. Now, out here in Tunnel Hills, we are dedicated to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Y'all, in order to fully live this life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, it's time to take the power back. Power to the people. So as I've been calling for the last few days, this is the last day of January. Come tomorrow, I am getting freedom from fascism. How am I going to do that? Well, number one, I'm going to completely unplug from everything that Jeff Bezos makes. That bald buffoon is not going to have me buying his balderdash online. I am also determined not to use any of his other products. So that's going to be tough for me because I love Audible. I love Amazon Prime. I love using Alexa, but it is time for taking the power back. What does that mean? So I'm not going to buy anything on Amazon. I am going to buy my books at local bookstores. I'm going to buy my records at local bookstores. I'm going to buy any comics at the local comic stores. We have plenty of those here in Elizabethtown and here in District 3, where I'm running for magistrate. So that is, to me, a big deal. We have got to take the power back. Now, there's someone else talking about this, a very renowned economist who's actually pretty hip and cool too, named Scott Galloway. He's got some podcasts that he calls Prof G, because he's also a professor. Teaches economics and actually is sponsoring material on how young men can reclaim manhood, how we can help young men out because they're floundering these days. So in that, he's got a website. It's Prof G. And if you go to Prof G, he's got an article. He's actually calling for unsubscribing all of February, choosing either all of the oligarchs that are making lots of money and giving it to the current regime in order to keep them in power, such as Amazon, all the AI groups, the streaming groups that are doing nothing to stop this insanity, but are actually helping prop up this fascism. So if you go to his site, he describes and lists how we can all get off of these programs. So for me, I'm just going to unplug Alexa. I'm not going to look at Amazon. I'm not going to use Prime. I'm not going to watch Prime Video. And my favorite thing to do is listen to Prime Music or listen to Audible to listen to books. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be tough, but that's what these times call for. We need tough times and tough people to help us take back our democracy. So go to Prof Galloway GALLOWAY.com/resist dash and dash unsubscribe / and when you do that, you can go in and actually help yourself. He's got a whole list there. Maybe you want to keep Amazon, but you realize that Marriott Bonvoy, they're the ones who are allowing all these ICE guys to go in there and stay the night and making money off of the government as they inundate these cities with these ICE agents that are brutalizing folks. Americans have killed Americans. Well, if you go and tell Bonvoy Marriott you're unsubscribing and you're not going to use it anymore and why, hey, that's one thing to unsubscribe from. I have posted that site here. You can see it right there down below, Hillbilly Think Tank. So go down there and you can use that site and we can fight the powers that be. He also lists how to unsubscribe from AI for a month. So if we don't pay them for a month, don't use them for a month, that is what's propping up this Wall Street joke. We really don't have any GDP, any gross domestic product right now. It's just AI companies trading back and forth with each other and making it look like we've got something going on with the economy, barely. But that's the only thing propping it up. You and I know we're feeling the hurt from this economy. Wall Street's acting like it doesn't bother them. Well, we need to make it bother them. Only then will they cede what is actually ours, the rights that are ours. All right, so let's fight the powers that be and buy local. So I'm going to go out, like I said, on Elizabethtown, go down the square. There's a brand new, used and new bookstore down there. And right attached to it, another person, a veteran, he started a used record store. Go buy some LPs down there. Go browse it. Go chat with an Army vet who's given his whole life to this country and is now starting something for his family they can do together now that he's retiring from the Army. So that's one thing. You need to buy some tennis shoes, some running shoes, some hiking boots right down there in the square. You've got the great sneaker store, shoe store for running, and with Running Soles, that's also owned by a veteran. So Running Soles right down there in the square in Elizabethtown. You've also got a running club. I didn't get up on the ice today and go run with them, but I'm sure they're out there running. They run Tuesdays, Thursdays in the evening around 5:30, I believe it is. And they also get up on Saturday morning around 7:39. Yep. Look up Running Souls website and you can see it. Join them. Get out with locals. Let's make the whole community spirit come back. Love one another. Get to know one another. Help one another. Find out how everybody's doing. That's what buying local will do for us. It's not going to just help us pull back the reins from tyranny, but it's also going to help us get to know our neighbors, help us invest back in our community. Amazon doesn't need any more of our money. Matter of fact, they need a lot less of it. And we need to go and buy, your boots from the new boot barn that's opening up. Go down to Peddler's Mall. There's another source for boots and shoes there at great prices. There's so many places in this wonderful county and that where you can go and spend your money on locals. You know, we've got some of the largest groups of veterans in this whole state right here in Hardin County. You so a lot of veteran-owned businesses out here too. Help them out. You got Water's Edge Bistro, veteran-owned, African American owned. Um, they make their own wine right there in the premises. They have really good food in the bistro. They have live music nights, so local artists go, they jam, they play their own songs. They play, of course, songs that you've heard before too, but that's another place. Go spend our local money helping out our local businesses who are helping out our community, helping out local artists. So that's what it's all about. This, to me, I call it freedom from fascism February. Prof G, he's calling it resist and unsubscribe. So if you go to his page under No Mercy, No Malice, he tells you and lays it out he's got links to unsubscribe for a month from everything, like I said, from Chat GPT, Amazon, Marriott Bonvoy, quite a few others. I'm never going to use Marriott Bonvoy again. I had a lot of points with them, but there's so many other hotels that aren't caving in and raking in millions from ICE agents in towns across America. I'll use those hotels gladly and freely. So, all right, y'all. Anybody have any thoughts? Did I have anybody watching today? Maybe you want to put some stuff in the comments there before I sign off and we can chat a little bit. Or if I just got you thinking so hard tonight, hey, that's good. Also, in addition, if you would, please like and subscribe. That helps get the word out about this campaign of resistance. Also helps get the word out. I am running for magistrate here in Hardin County District 3. And I am a resident of Tunnel Hills in Hardin County. Just love this place. We got some of the nicest folks and really just a wonderful piece of Americana right here in this county. All right. Hey, we got Alexa Saint on here saying hello and just saw you pop up. All right, Alexa Sanity. Cool. Glad that you were able to pop in. I've been talking about freedom from fascism February. I myself have to have an intervention, and this intervention is giving up Amazon for the month of February, since Amazon is so committed to just being a giveaway of money for this regime. We know that MGM Amazon made this stupid movie for Melania so that she could grift $25 million, just hand it straight to her. That's got to be stopped. And the only way to stop it is through our pocketbook. We did it with Disney Plus when they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air and tried to smash the First Amendment rights. Well, it's going to hurt me more than it did for me to stop Disney Plus, Hulu, ABC online, because, the only thing I've really been missing, right, like you said, like Sandy, nobody will watch it. So I was very happy when Jimmy Kimmel was brought back up on air, but I have not gone back to Disney Plus since then. I'll let them feel the pain a little longer. Only thing I really miss on there is the Star Wars shows anyway, but Baby Yoda I can find him somewhere else, I'm sure, eventually. All right, y'all. Anything else anybody thinks? But again, right here is the website that Prof G put up for resisting and unsubscribing, listing all these entities that are pouring money into the administration and helping facilitate our slide into fascism. So, in order to take our country back for the citizens, not for the billionaires, we need to resist through unsubscribing. Me, it's going to be my favorite fascist, Jeff Bezos. I'm not going to be giving him my money during February. All right, y'all. Anybody have any other thoughts about how to do it? Let me know. But we've got to make sure that we don't have any more U.S. citizens being gunned down by masked men in our country. When I was on deployment in combat in the first Gulf War and in Afghanistan and all the other places I deployed, I never wore a mask. I was not a fucking coward. So if I wasn't a fucking coward in a country that was full of freaking crazy terrorists, then if I had the courage and commitment to fight them without a mask, so can ICE. All right. And I had better rules of engagement when it came to civilians in Afghanistan than ICE has on our streets in America. I treated every single civilian with much more honor, respect, and dignity than ICE is treating citizens and non-citizens alike. But civilians, period. We're talking civilians. If someone is a civilian but they're not a citizen, the Constitution of the United States doesn't say that we can beat them up, torture them. Nowhere does it say that. And the countries that do that, they're not free countries. They're either communist or fascist. And we don't need either of those here. I don't want to be like communist China, and I don't want to be like fascist Germany or fascist Spain back in the day when Spain was 40 years fascist. I don't want that. I don't want to be like Chile under Pinochet. So if you haven't read any history books and know what I'm talking about, now it's time to crack those open. Take some time, read a real book, and let's have freedom from fascism February. All right. Lexanity says most of them are probably J6ers. Yeah. Don't we know it? That Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, they're all, I'm sure, part of that. There have been no real background checks. We know that. Also, the fact that we're now arresting journalists as they're doing their job as journalists, violating the First Amendment, freedom of the press. This too cannot stand. We've killed the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment. Hey, tell me a Bill of Rights that we are not trashing right now. I'd like to know. All right. What bridge is too far, America, to where we realize, oh my gosh, we're deep in fascism, balls deep. Let me know. All right, y'all. So once again, thanks for giving me your time. And, let's bring back our community by investing our dollars in mom and pop businesses and local businesses here in Hardin County, Kentucky. Or if you're watching in Louisville, in Jefferson County, or come on over here and visit us and put some of your money over here too. We got a nice town to hang out in. If I got just to spend a little time in Bardstown today to go do a little tour. I like to go between the Boundary Oak here in Hardin County. Like to go over there, buy the wine and bourbon they make over there. It's wonderful people. And I like to go to our neighbors over in Nelson County too sometimes, tour some of those wonderful places, have lunch. That's what I did today. Matter of fact, I'll show that in the outro. Y'all, remember, here in Kentucky, we love our neighbors as ourselves because we know that united we stand, divided we fall. And we don't need to fall. We need to stand strong with our neighbors. We love our neighbors as ourselves because we are brothers keepers and we are sisters keepers. So, y'all, bless your corazon. And I hope that you have the most wonderful of evenings. I've had a pretty nice day today out with my niece. Here's something we did earlier. So here we are, Heaven Hill Distillery, trying their restaurant out. So I'm gonna get some chicken and dumplings, shrimp and grits. Should be good. So far, the drink is good. The old fashioned, yeah, Elijah Craig. All right, like I said, bless your corazon, bless your heart. Have a good evening.
But the song that I was showing you probably don't like because the Mexican.
I liked it. I liked it.
Saying we don't like Republicans.